So you feel this would be an sort of this is I would say this could be a pilot project, and maybe the other lot of other forts or other old structures, historical structures in different parts of Goa, like the Cabo de Rama Fort or the Corjuem Fort, could follow this model and maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. For me, see, I'm taking a very hard stand on this because it's time somebody dug his heels in and said straight off and called a spade, you know. And I've taken a very hard line on this, and I normally don't interfere, get into controversy, but for me this is very important. It's my opportunity. It's an ideal opportunity to show what can happen and what is the methodology of heritage management. We will be, if we don't do something like what I am doing and it doesn't follow, we will be called by our successors, by the next few generations, we'll be called those kind of people who were so ideologically strong, who complained about everything, who were morally strong, but they lost all their monuments. They could not get their act together to preserve these buildings. Buildings have to be used, and you have to find a methodology to use them, to preserve them. And even the people who are against me, now at this point of time, I am going to call for their support. The first thing when all this happened, I went straight to the Shiv Sena office, to the GET office, and approached them and said, why are you doing this? So they said, no, we know you're a good man, or whatever it is. And I talked to them, and I managed to connect with them. And I'm sure Mr. Sainath himself understands that what they're doing is wrong and what we're doing is right. I just have to convince him, and he'll withdraw the case.
So you see.
See, I look at it that way. I have to take everybody along with me, and it's not. I'm the architect. That's all. But somehow this role has been given to me that I have to, put this on the road.
So the onus lies on you to get everyone together and see that it.
Yeah. That's my onus. See, I don't want to. There are so many people with different opinions. And most of it is out of lack of understanding or lack of exposure. I'll give you an example. Like, look at Panjim now. See, Menezes Braganza is going to get emptied now because the central library is getting finished. I'm doing the central library. I'm designing central library. Old GMC is vacant for a long time. Controversy. Everybody stopped. Adil Shah's palace. Some restoration is going on, but again some controversy is going to hit it. Fazenda building. All these wonderful historic buildings are going to get bogged down because there is no strong policy and everybody is fighting about it. And these buildings are a resource for us. They are a resource. They can earn money for the state. Old Goa is a World Heritage Site. And we were lucky enough to get that site just by chance. You see, 30 or 40 years ago when the list was being made, they just came and they put Old Goa in the site. I know for a fact to get onto that list is so difficult. Like Macau has been trying to get on the list for the last 20 years. And they pitch to UNESCO, get on the World Heritage List. But we just got it like that by chance. So nobody understands the importance, the significance of what we have. We are one of the 18 sites. Everybody should come in. Every American tourist wants to see a World Heritage Monument. So there's so much to be done in this field for Goa. But
so we could have a whole heritage circuit in Goa, which could draw a lot of foreign tourists who would be interested in visiting them and getting educated on the history of Goa.
Not only foreign tourists, for our own community. The forts should be used as, there are concerts in fort, theatre, there's plays, there's music performance, there are wonderful settings.
Do you have a facility for a light and sound show in this? I mean, do you envisage something like that as you have in different parts of the world as part of your plan?
A lot of things are envisaged, I mean, to make this a place of culture. It will be like Kala Academy, like every day something is happening here, there, exhibition. It's like this, everybody says that I am putting a lift in the place, and how can a 16th century building have a lift? Now, I want to make this thing a little clear. You see, there's a Disability Act passed in 1995, a central government act, which says all public buildings should have disability. And Goa is the kind of leader in this. There is a social welfare department which has done wonderful work on this, and all primary schools in Goa are disability friendly. 50 government buildings have become disability friendly. The Goa government has changed the model bylaws to make disability part of the bylaws. Okay? Now, all World Heritage Sites in India, 18 sites, have been directed by the ASI to put disability access. And Humayun's tomb is having a lift going up to the place, to the mausoleum level. The Red Fort has had a lift 40 years ago, but that was mainly because the Prime Minister used to come there. Jodhpur Fort has had a lift installed 2 years ago. If you go abroad, it is every historical site has put these kind of things like wheelchair lifts, access for old people, and it's my responsibility as an architect to permit or to encourage older people and disability people to get to every level of the fort. If I don't do that, I would be shirking my responsibility. Okay? But the lift must not be seen. It must not mar the structure. It must be hidden. Toilets too have to be hidden. There were no toilets in the fort. I have to put in toilets. I cannot say there were no toilets in the 16th century fort, so there are no toilets in this building. So this is my responsibility. And it's mandatory. It's very interesting. If you don't mind, I'll just read out what the Director General of ASI has to say on this.